I don't know how I'm going to talk about this movie without spoiling it. But hello, and yes, welcome back to another video, guys. Now that's right, today, it's finally the day. It's only taken an 18-month delay for us to get round and talk about No Time to Die. The longest James Bond film, and the longest to come out. So this film has had all sorts of problems in terms of when they were filming. James Bond injured his ankle, had to have an operation on it. And it delayed production. There was also some trouble with production after that because actors' schedules weren't lining up. Then, of course, COVID hit, and it has had one of the longest delays ever, 18 months. But it is finally here. It is finally here. No Time to Die is finally out in cinema. You can go see it. I got to see it in IMAX the way it should be seen, and I would employ anyone. I would really highly suggest go see it in IMAX because it is worth it. What did I think of this movie? Well, there's going to be no spoilers. I'm not going to spoil it, because I know not everyone's had a chance to see it and people do just want to know my opinion. This is going to be a controversial Bond movie. It is going to be the Bond film which will divide certain fans. It really has that feeling to it where it's like, I can see people loving this and I get why people would love this. I can see people disliking this or aspects about it. And I can see why people would dislike it. So I'm in two minds on this. I can see both sides of the argument with this movie. As a movie itself, though, let's talk about that first. How good is this movie? It's pretty damn good. I think the runtime is a bit too long, and you can feel it in certain areas of the movie. I think the second act is a bit bogged down. There are certain bits where the pacing really struggles to keep going. However, overall, the runtime is somewhat warranted, and I think it does a good job with that. The action sequences are brilliant. The choreography in them are fantastic. The way they're shot is incredible. There is some cinematography in this movie as well, which is really good. And, director Cary, pardon me, Joji, I can never pronounce this guy's surname, Fukunga? I apologise, I cannot pronounce his name. But he done a great job with a lot of this stuff. A lot of the camera movement and stuff was really good during the action sequences. Especially in some of the car chases. I thought it was really good. Acting-wise, Daniel Craig as James Bond. Wow, I can't believe this man's 15 years as Bond is finally at an end. Now, this isn't my favourite Daniel Craig Bond film. I'll say that from the word go. Casino Royale still remains my favourite. And I'd personally put Skyfall still above this one. But this is Daniel Craig's best performance as Bond. It's also the most sarcastic Bond's been, and it really reminded me of that Roger Moore era of Bond. He still has that Sean Connery classy seriousness, but he's adopted some of the Roger Moore cheekiness, I think, in this movie, and he played the hell out of it. This is the best performance of Bond that Daniel Craig has given. He was incredible in this movie. Léa Seydoux, French actress, probably butchered her surname, was also fantastic in this movie, just as she was in Spectre. Ralph Fiennes, one of my personal favourite actors, was really great in this as M. Ana de Armas was actually a new addition, one of the standouts to me. Shame she wasn't in the film more. And wow. Just wow. Ben Affleck, man. How did you let that? Lashana Lynch, who plays the new 00, was pretty good in the movie. She had some really good action sequences, and I really liked her as well. Rami Malek as the villain. So I do not put any of the blame on this on Rami Malek at all, because he is a great actor, and I think with what he was given, he done as well as he could, but his character was just not written well. I didn't find him interesting. I didn't find him intimidating. I didn't think he looked very cool. He was a really, really boring Bond villain. Not the worst Bond villain we've ever had, but I do actually think he's down there. He's just very forgettable. Yeah, just not really much to him, unfortunately. And that's one of the problems I have with the movie, is that our lead antagonist, Rami Malek, and our lead protagonist, James Bond, they barely have any scenes together. Now, I do believe this is because of scheduling conflicts after the incident that happened on the set. But it is a real shame that we didn't see our main antagonist and protagonist face off much. Like, barely at all. And that is another problem. Rami Malek just isn't in this film much. He doesn't have much of a presence. Throughout all of Spectre, you were aware of Christoph Waltz. throughout all of Skyfall, you were aware of Javier Bardem. I think that's how you say his name. And obviously Casino Royale, we have oh, I'm having a brain fart. The guy. I can't think of his name. I'm having an absolute brain fart there. I apologise. So yeah, really weak villain, I think. No blame on Rami Malek. I think it is just the writing and probably production on the movie there. Story was pretty good. There were some really far out there things, which I know. I even said this to my mate in the cinema. I said, "Oh, that's not very Bondy." But then you think about it, and it's like, well, Bond has done some really far out there things. Look at Moonraker, you know. So I sort of put myself past that. So overall, I'd say it's a really well made movie. I've got a lot of respect for it in terms of like it's a good time. It held my it kept me entertained for the whole runtime, even in the slower bits. There are big decisions made in this movie. A few big decisions, which are bold. James Bond's never done this. It felt very un-Bondy at times, this movie. And that's not just with the big decisions they made. There weren't like loads of gadgets or nothing. I thought it was a bit like, it's a really good action film. I just don't know if it felt like Bond too much to me at times. At times it did, and at times it didn't. And I have a lot of respect for that because the filmmakers are trying to create something unique. They're trying to, make their own version of this character. There's a big decision made in this movie, which I can see why they did it. It feels like typical modern Hollywood to me personally. I respect it, but I don't agree with it. It's hard to do it without spoiling it. But I don't agree with this certain decision they made. I wish they hadn't done it. I feel like in films to come with Bond, it's going to hurt it. Even though obviously it will kind of be a fresh reboot with the next one because it'll be another actor taking over, we think. But, it's so hard to do this without spoiling it. But the ending for me just felt very slap in the face, like, well, we wanted to go hard, so we went hard, but good luck to the next guys, I guess. So yeah, the ending for me really hurt. For me, the film was like an 8 out of 10, and then the ending just pulled it down. I was like, no, don't agree with that. It was well done, don't get me wrong, but it was just like, this doesn't feel like Bond to me. And I'm not the biggest Bond fan. I'm not. But I like Bond a lot. I grew up with Bond all my life. When I was younger, my dad would always have Sean Connery, Roger Moore era Bond films on the telly. And when I was older, I went and watched all the Pierce Brosnan ones and stuff. When I say I was older, I mean I was like 12 to 14. Bond's just always been a big part in my life. And this film, at times, really didn't feel like Bond. At times it did. Not saying the whole film, but at times it just really didn't feel like Bond. And I was like, and the decisions that were made were like, I don't know. As someone who's grown up with it all my life, and I know that there are going to be fans that are older than me who are watching this, who grew up with the old ones, they're going to be watching this, and I'm going to be curious because I could see a lot of mixed people on this, and it's very... I get why people like it. I'm a pretty understanding guy. I can see why people enjoyed the ending, but for me, I was like, well done, yes, but I wish they hadn't done it. But anyway, No Time to Die, is it the best Bond film? Absolutely not. Is it the worst one? Absolutely not. For me, if I was to rank all 25 films, it would probably fall around the middle. As I say, Casino Royale still remains Daniel Craig's best one. I will fight anyone who says different. And I think I would say I preferred Skyfall to this one as well. But this is definitely better than Quantum of Solace. I'd honestly say it's probably just a smidge above Spectre. There's really not loads in it. But yeah, anyway, Daniel Craig, you've gone out with a bang. You've gone out with what will probably be the most talked about Bond film ever. And I want to end this review before I give my score by just saying thank you to Daniel Craig for doing these movies. He has been an incredible Bond. I remember seeing Casino Royale when it came out, and I loved it. Ever since then, I've been there for the ride. Daniel Craig, incredible Bond. I'm really going to miss him. I really, really hope that they cast the next Bond well, because They got a bloody hard job topping this guy, because wow. What a fantastic performance from this guy. Really, really incredible. So guys, Bond, No Time to Die. It was there. It had a really solid score for me, but the decisions made, which I personally don't agree with too much. Maybe I'll have to do a spoiler video talking about them. I'm going to pull it down to a 7 out of 10. But overall, you got to look at the film itself, and it is a well-made movie. It's entertaining. You're going to get loads of cool action. You are going to get some cool Bond stuff. If you like Bond, I don't know how to say this. If you like Bond of recent years, you're probably going to really enjoy this. But if you've sort of grown up with Bond and you know a lot about Bond, you might struggle with this film a bit, with some of the decisions it made, like I did. There's a lot to take in with this movie. I've tried to be as fair as I can. There we go. There is my review of No Time to Die. Some of you are going to hate me. Some of you are going to agree with me. I don't know. You know, it's a mad world we live in nowadays. Movies can't be, you know, they got to shock us. They got to hit us hard to get talked about. You did it, Bond. You did it. But anyway, thank you so much for watching as always, guys. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like the video, leave a message. And as always, I will see you next time for another video. Bye-bye.